Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph Bryston, and I'm going to be talking to you about traumatic brain injury. Agenda: Introduction to traumatic brain injury, definition, prevalence, characteristic, resources, and strategy for home and for school. A traumatic brain injury, TBI, is an injury to the brain caused by the head being hit by something or shaken violently. This injury can change how the person acts, move, and think. A traumatic brain injury can also change how a student learns and acts in school. The term TBI is used for head injuries that can cause changes in one or more areas, such as thinking and reasoning, understanding words, remembering things, paying attention, solving problems, thinking abstractly, talking, behaving, walking, and other physical activities, seeing and or hearing, and learning. The term TBI is not used for a person who is born with a brain injury. It is not used for brain injury that happened during birth. The definition of TBI comes from the Individual and Disability Education Act IDEA. The IDA is the federal law that governs how schools provide special education and regulates service to children and youth with disabilities. IDA's definition of trauma brain injury. Our nation's special education law, the Individual and Disability Act (IDEA), defines traumatic brain injury as an injury, acquired injury to the brain caused by an external force resulting in total or partial functional disability or psychosocial impairment, or that adversely affects a child's education performance. The term applies to open or closed head injuries resulting in impairment in one or more areas, such as cognition, language, memory, attention, reasoning, abstract thinking, judgment, problem solving, sensory, perceptual and motor ability, psychosocial behavior, physical function, information processing, and speech. The term does not apply to brain injuries that are cognitive or degenerate, or brain injuries induced by birth trauma. More than 1 million children receive brain injury each year. More than 30,000 of these children have lifelong disabilities as a result of brain injury. Signs and symptoms: seek immediate medical attention if you experience any of the following physical, cognitive behavior, or sensory symptoms, especially within the first 24 hours after a TBI. Physical: headache, convulsion or seizure, blurred or double vision, unequal eye pupil size or dilation, clear fluids draining from the nose or the ears, nausea and vomiting, neurological defects such as slurred speech, weakness of arms, legs, face, lost of balance, cognitive behavior, loss or changes in consciousness anywhere from a few seconds or a few hours, decreased level of consciousness, hard to awaken, mild to profound confusion or disorientation, problem remembering, concentrating, or making decisions, change in sleep pattern, especially sleeping more, difficult falling or staying asleep, inability to awaken from sleep, frustration, irritability, perception sensation, lightheaded, dizziness, vertigo, loss of balance or coordination, blurred vision, hearing problems such as ringing in the ear, bad taste in the mouth, sensitivity to light or sounds, mood, mood changes or swings, agitation, combativeness of other unusual behavior, feeling anxious or depressed, fatigue or drowsiness, a lack of energy or motivation, Headache, dizziness, confusion, and fatigue tend to start immediately after an injury but resolve over time. Emotional symptoms such as frustration or irritability tends to develop during recovery. When children with TBI return to school, their educational and emotional needs are often very different than before the injury. Their disability has happened suddenly and traumatically. They can often remember how they were before the brain injury. This can bring on many emotional and social changes. The child's family, friends, and teachers also recall what the child was like before the injury. These other people in the child's life may have trouble changing and adjusting to the expectation of the child. Therefore, it is extremely important to plan carefully for the child's return to school. Parents will want to find out ahead of time about special education service at the school. This information is usually available from the school principal or special education teacher. The school will need to evaluate the child thoroughly. The evaluation will let the school and the parents know what the child's education needs are. The school and the parents will then develop an individualized education program, IEP, that addresses those educational needs. It is important to remember that the IEP is a flexible plan. It can be changed as the parent, the school, and the child learn more about the student need at school. Tips for parents. Learn about TBI. The more you know, the more you can help yourself and your child. Get a list of, back up, see the list of resources and organizations at the end of this video. Work with the medical team to understand your child injury and treatment plan. Don't be shy about asking questions. Tell them what you know or think. Make suggestions. Keep track of your child treatment. A 3-ring binder or a box can help you store this history. As your child recovers, you may meet with many doctors, nurses, and others. Write down what they say. Put any paperwork they give you in the notebook or throw it in the box. You can't remember all this. Also, if you need to share any of this paperwork with someone else, make a copy. Don't throw away your original. Talk to other parents whose children have TBI. There are parent groups all over the U.S. Parents can share practical advice and emotional support. Call NICHCY 1-800-695-0285 to find out how to find parent groups near you. If your child was in school before the injury, or the child was in school before the injury, plan for your child plan for his or her return to school. Get in touch with the school. Ask the principal about special education service. Have the medical team share information with the school. When your child returns to school, ask the school to test your child as soon as possible to identify his or her special educational need. When meet with the school and help develop a plan for your child, call an individualized educational program, IEP. Keep in touch with your child's teacher. Tell the teacher about your child, how your child is doing at home. Ask your teacher how the child is doing at school. Tips for teachers. Find out as much as you can about the child's injury and his or her present needs. Find out more about the TBI. You get a list of resources and organizations. Get a list from resources and organizations. Give the student more time to finish schoolwork and tests. Give direction one step at a time. For one task with many steps, it helps. It helps to give the students written direction. Show the student how to perform new tasks. Give examples to go with new ideas and concepts. Have consistent routine. This helps the child student know what is expected. If the routine is going to change, let the students know ahead of time. Check to make sure that the student has actually learned the new skill. Give the student lots of opportunity to practice the new skill. Show the student how to use an assignment book and a daily schedule. This helps the students get organized. Realize that the students may get tired quickly. Let the student rest as needed. Reduce distraction. Keep in touch with the student's parents. Share information about how the student is doing at home and at school. Be flexible about expectation. Be patient. Minimize the student chances for success. The following is a list of organizations that the teacher and the parents may use. If you need a copy of it, I will give you a copy after this video. Some of the organizations is like the Brain Injury Association, formerly the National Head Injury Association, uh, Emergency Medical Service for Children, National Resource Center. It's in Michigan Avenue, New Washington, D.C. Epilepsy Foundation National Office, Family Caregiver Alliance, Family Voices, Family Head Injury Hotline. Following is a list of resources. If you need a copy of the organization and the resources, I'll be happy to give you a copy. Thank you for watching my video.